Okay, so as we studied in the previous lectures about hooks and gapped a little bit about hooks, so in this video I'll go towards the implementation and I'll show you how to implement an important hook name use state. So I'll create a project which will define the previous concept and use state, and to do that I need to go to the source folder. So basically the project that we're gonna create will be created in the React app. It will be our first official project in React.js. So we'll make a folder in the source folder, which we will name components. In component, we basically need two components. One will be header and the other will be named counter. So we are removing this as we don't need it right now. The more you will be organized, the better it will be for you. So I'm making a folder here. I'm defining the folder into components. One component I need will be with the name counter. Okay, so sorry, I mistakenly wrote this. So bad spelling from my side. Sorry about that. I'm making it again. Okay, I made the file with the name. And now I'm making another file with the name of header. I'll tell you how we'll combine it in React.js file. So now we got these two files. I'm writing it's boilerplate, import React, and I'm defining the function as well. So now I have to define the function. I will export the default header. Okay, so now our header has been formed. We will now implement the boilerplate in a counter file and we'll define a function. Okay, so then we'll export it. Now both have been formed. Firstly, we'll target header. We'll put them in app.js. In app.js, okay, we'll write return and have to import header. Like that, we have imported counter as well. Now, we'll define them in our main. So I told you it will go to the render function of index.js from app.js. So now we got a main on the top. After that, we got counter. It's been defined as well, but we'll have to write it in the React fragment. Then it will work. Okay, it's giving an error, so let me check. It's giving an error in index.js, so we are removing it. Now, an error has been fixed. The error that you had was fixed. Let us check if our component is working or not. So I'll write this is a header. Now I'll write h1. This is a counter. Okay, now we'll go to browser, and as you can see, both header and counter have appeared in front of us, meaning that our components are working. Okay, so we will target our header components. First, we will define it in div so that we can get the container. We'll take it class name. We use class while using the simple HTML, but in React, we have to give the class name. Okay, so we will give its class name main. Now, we will see the header as we have to do with the CSS. That's why we need to give the class name main header. Okay, so this is our header. We'll take UL, the UL tag in the header, and in this one we'll take the LI, home, counter, about. Okay, so I'm trying to tell you how we can render multiple components in single pages. We'll design this later on, so don't worry about it for now. Okay, so now we will have to build the counter. So what can we do? We'll take the h3 tag, and in this one we'll write counter and we'll give the button below. So I told you that you have to write in the fragment when you have to render multiple components. So right now we'll give a static value, but when we'll move forward we'll make it dynamic because we are using use state concept. That's the concept we're using. So that's why we'll give it 0. Okay, it's giving an error. So now the error has been removed. So we'll check. And we got the counter and button as well. Okay, so now we'll make a file in source with the name counter.css. Okay, we got our CSS file. In CSS, we'll have to import styling in the component. Then you'll get to use the CSS property. Okay, our CSS will be used here. So we're importing CSS, counter.css. We got counter.css file. That's the file that we got here in front of us, so we'll import it here as well, as you are inside the directory of components, and counter.css file is in that directory. So first we have to go outside the directory. Okay, so we'll put double dot and then we'll write counter.css. We got this file as well, so like that. We'll import it in the header as well. So now we'll import CSS file in header. We'll write counter.css, and we got this one. Okay, so firstly we'll have to look at this div because we want to cover this page. So we'll try to target this class. We'll take the background pink, height 100, width 100%, and now as you can see we got the height 100 VH and width 100%, but we are getting margin and padding issues. So to correct it, we'll target it and we'll give the padding of 0, the margin of 0, and box sizing border box. So now see, this issue has been resolved. As you can see, it's been resolved. Okay, now we'll target this header portion. We'll go to header and we'll copy May header and we'll paste it here. We'll give it the background width, so we have to show it in the horizontal position. Okay, so we'll have to target UL. Now we got in a vertical position. We'll justify the content space between. Okay, and now here you go. You can see the spaces. So the issue is that we don't need that margin. So to remove this margin, we'll give the width of 50%, and then we give the width of the main header 100%. And we are cutting the background color. We paste it here. Okay, so to bring it towards the center, we'll use margin 0 auto, and now as you can see, it displays as we want it to be displayed. So we're using padding 10 pixels in main div. I think it's still not enough, so we're giving 30 pixels instead. Okay, we don't need these dots, so we're removing these dots. So as to target li, we'll write outline none, text decoration none, list style none. And now as you can see, the dots are removed, but we have to increase it here. So, like we have to increase its font size from the current value to 225 pixels, like 225 pixels. It doesn't look so well, but I'm trying to give you a concept of how to do all of this. Like just, you know, like if you see what I'm doing, you'll get an idea of how all of this works. So I'm changing my font size to 20 pixels. Now our header has been found. Okay, now we want that when we move our mouse, it shows some effect. So I'm writing cursor pointer. Okay, now we'll target this position of the counter. We'll take it in the main div and we'll have to target this. So we'll give div 100%. Let me take it in the div as well. So things will be much easier, and we'll name it counter parent. We'll copy it and go to counter.css. We paste it. We'll take height 100 VH, display flex, align center, justify center, and now as you can see, it's appeared in the middle. So now we want to design it. We'll target H3 in the counter. We'll write counter parent H3 tag, and we'll increase its font size to 30 pixels. And now as you can see, our font size have increased. Okay, so now we try to target this button. To target it, we'll write counter parent button, and we take background transparent, font size 20 pixels, border radius 5 pixels, padding 10 pixels from upwards, and button and right left 40 pixels. So now you can see our button has been created this way. Okay, now I'm giving some margin from the top, 10 pixels, and here you go. As you can see, it looks a little bit better. Okay, basically the purpose of making this is that when I press the button, so the number inside it should be incremented. So how can I do it? Like how can we do that? We will implement it through use state. So we'll do the remaining of the implementation in the next lecture. All right, so let's move on. In the previous lecture, we saw how to design our web page, and in this lecture we'll now see how to manipulate in this web page, how to manipulate different things by using different JavaScript techniques. So what we want to achieve here is to make the counter increase by 1 every time we click on this button. So to do this, we'll use state hook. We'll see like how powerful it is for state management. So we'll go in our terminal now. We want that whatever the user, like whenever they click on this, it will increase by 1 unit. So we'll use the onClick method. So when someone targets this button, it will automatically activate this function. So we'll make this function on the upper side as well. We'll write const handle. We'll use arrow function here. Okay, I hope you have studied JavaScript because you need like some basic knowledge and understanding of JavaScript to like, you know, be familiar with what I'm doing here and understand like what's the difference between the arrow function and the normal function. So when the user will click on this button, it will target it. We have to add a dynamic value here. So now we'll make a variable count and we'll initialize the value to 0. So now I'll tell you like about the use state syntax. In the use state, there are 2 variables. First one is the current state and the other one is the updated state. So you have to remember that the current value is being initialized here, and we want that our value should be 0 here. Like it's already 0, so we'll write 0 here. So okay, so that the current state value is 0 here. Whenever you will change the value of the updated state value, it will automatically change the value of the current state as well. Okay, so here we'll write the value of the current state. So as you can see, it's 0. Now, we want that whenever the user clicks on the value of the updated state, it will change because it will automatically change its value as well. Okay, so now we'll write update state here. We'll do a simple thing. So in the current state, the 0 value has been stored. We'll use the current state plus 1 in it. Now, okay, so whenever the user will click on this button, the value of the updated state value will be increased and the current state value will also increase. So we'll save it and we check it in the browser to see like if it's working or not. So the current and updated values are changing, and as you can see, it's again keep on changing whenever we're clicking on this button. So the use state is so much powerful. It's very powerful for different state management purposes. You can change it from real time, so that yeah, like that's how it works basically. So that was the example regarding use state, and yeah, I think now it's much clearer to you. So I hope you understood the concept of use state, and now on to the next lecture.